I'm Adam.
I'm Dan.
We are here to review Death Wish. I'm gonna just say that basically, I know we kind of mentioned it in the last review, like we might review Death Wish, but in all honesty, like I really wasn't interested in Death Wish, and I know you really weren't either.
It's been a long couple of weeks. We haven't seen a lot of movies this year.
Well, we haven't seen. We only saw one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and that was a couple of weeks ago, technically.
Yeah.
So I wanted something to do.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, it was something to do, I guess.
I guess it was something. I guess I'll start the review by saying that, like, I'm not a giant fan or anything of the original Death Wish. Like, there's 5 Death Wishes with Charles Bronson that I know of, and I know I've only seen one of them from start to finish, and I'm guessing it's the first one I saw. Any one of the other ones, I don't know. Maybe I've seen bits and pieces of them. You know, like, okay, now we're gonna make a brand new one. You know, and it's gonna be Death Wish. And it's gonna be a remake. Surprisingly, does not do anything new or exciting with
that's
the
the real thing. And I mean, I know not every remake tries to like take it in a new direction, but like even like the horror movie remakes.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was a good change or not, usually it wasn't.
Like, I don't know what the hell Bronson's profession was in the original.
I don't know.
But like in this one, he's a surgeon, which doesn't really add anything to his character.
Other than here's the thing: is they made him a surgeon, and he's like this professional guy, educated, highly successful, and surgeons work with their hands, but it's not like manual labor. So they made him that so that he would seem like the kind of guy who doesn't normally get violent, who doesn't go in for this sort of thing. The problem with the movie, and I know we discussed this, or to me, one of the big problems with the movie is that you unfortunately cast Bruce Willis in that role.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what profession you give Bruce Willis in the movie, he's still Bruce Willis. I don't care how old he is either. It's to the movie's detriment, I think, because again, I spent the whole time going, I don't care how much older he is than those guys. They'd punch him in the stomach. He'd knock him unconscious in 2 hits. Like that's just how it would go.
Yeah, like I'll agree. I think like they made a bad decision on casting Bruce Willis in this role. In terms of Bruce Willis's performance, it's Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
there's not really much to say. It's Bruce Willis. He gives the Bruce Willis performance.
Yeah, and I mean, and I mean that is to his credit then that it is the type of role he plays. So he's not doing a bad job.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anything standout. It's not anything you're gonna write home or even probably remember. But I wasn't sitting there going like, yeah, I don't believe it. Other than the part where he's getting beat up, it's like I wasn't complaining about anything. It's Bruce Willis being Bruce Willis. That's what you hire him for.
Yeah. The film's directed by Eli Roth, which I learned only like a few days before we went to go see it.
I learned it when the end credits started rolling.
And like I was surprised because I didn't know he directed this movie. And then like when you see the film and like you see kind of like the violence, the bloody violence and shit like that, you could kind of see, okay, I could see how this is Eli Roth. It does have Eli Roth's little touch to it.
I literally in the theater went, oh, that explains the plot.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't say Eli Roth does a terrible job with this film in terms of directing. It's just that I think he just kind of did the best with the hands he was dealt.
Yeah.
Because like from stories and everything especially from what we've heard from like Kevin Smith and shit like that, we've kind of learned that Bruce Willis could sometimes be kind of a hard guy to work with, especially if it is just a movie he's doing literally for just the paycheck.
Yeah.
And this seems like it's one of those movies.
I can't imagine it wasn't.
I was gonna say, other performance-wise, there's really nothing to really talk about.
I kind of liked Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah,
I thought he and Bruce Willis actually had good chemistry in at least a couple of scenes.
I was gonna say we did say earlier, we were talking about how we think that they made a bad decision by casting Bruce Willis as this character. He really should have got someone else. I think Vincent D'Onofrio would have been a good choice.
Yeah,
possibly. Because I like Vincent D'Onofrio. He's a really talented actor. I think he's one of those actors that I don't think gets enough credit or work for how talented he is. He's actually the only one in this movie that I actually, as I was watching it, seems like he actually kind of gives a shit. Like,
like he wanted to come in and actually give a good performance.
Yeah,
like, he gets worked up and emotional in a couple scenes.
Yeah,
and, like
like he gets more emotional about the death of Bruce Willis's wife and like the brutalization, the beating of the daughter, that she's in a coma.
Yeah.
He seems more upset than Bruce Willis does.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It's like Vincent D'Onofrio, came to work, whereas Bruce Willis came to get paid.
Yeah,
kudos to Vince. He does fine. He does a better job than the movie deserved. Really. The only other most of the other performances are serviceable, but forgettable.
Yeah, to me, the other ones just felt like this feels like the performances you get like watching basically like a CSI or a Law and Order or something. Yeah. It's just, they felt like TV performances.
They kind of did, yeah. Especially the cops. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then like there's like I guess you can call them the bad guys. I don't know. Basically the people the criminals that he's after and shit like that. Like there's them and like they're nothing to write home about. And then like they make like the final one that like he's gonna get. Mm-hmm. Like they try to make him in the last minute like the big bad.
Yeah.
And like I don't know who the fuck the actor was that they got. I don't know like what they were thinking, but he doesn't do a very good job to make this guy any somewhat intimidating or even interesting. He's just basically just playing, basically the best way I can describe it, he's just playing a jackass. Like just like the biggest jerk you could think of, and like stereotypical bad guy. Yeah. Like there's nothing else to him.
This really wasn't a good movie, but we had a good time watching it because there was a lot of stuff to laugh about. And again, I don't think most of it was supposed to be funny, but we found it funny. There's logical problems with the movie. One of the biggest laughs we had was there's a point literally where he's seen as this vigilante killer, and the whole thing is like he wears a hoodie every time.
Yeah, they call him the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, they call him the Grim Reaper because they can't see his face and he's got the hood up. But like, so they only see bits and pieces of him. And there's literally one point where the Grim Reaper is described as a white male in his mid to late 30s. and Bruce Willis is much older than that.
And you just immediately start laughing.
Now, like, which is funny enough, but you could almost excuse it because of the whole obscured face thing. Mm-hmm. The problem is this happens after his second kill, which happens in broad daylight, where all of the people he didn't kill were looking directly at him. So the hoodie doesn't actually help that much in broad daylight, guys. It doesn't cast shadow over the face in that. Like, there's no reason these guys didn't see him.
Yeah.
It was such a disconnect from the movie, and that's what made it funny, was mid to late 30s. Really? Bruce Willis, mid to late 30s? He doesn't look that good, guys.
And then, like there's other things, like the film takes place in Chicago, which I believe the first Death Wish, I think, takes place in New York, but, like, this one takes place in Chicago, so it's kind of topical on the idea of the violence in Chicago. And, like, the best thing about this movie, or the one thing that drove me crazy, was, like, it seemed like every other scene they wanted to remind you that it was in Chicago. Yeah. So, like, basically you got mention of the Bulls, you got the various radio DJs we have here in Chicago, especially Mancow Muller, which is, like, really, like, which basically, like, if you don't live in Chicago, you're not going to know any, like, when you see him, you're not going to understand the
significance of Mancow.
Yeah. And then, like, so you had to get the aerial shots of Chicago. Some guy calls Bruce Willis Lakeshore Drive, which I don't know what that meant.
Yeah.
It also just kind of comes out of nowhere. Like I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
Like, as people who have lived, in the south side suburbs of Chicago our whole lives, even we don't understand what it's supposed to be.
And then basically I can't tell you how many times deep dish pizza shows up in this movie, because I think if we had to do a shot every time deep dish pizza showed up, I think
we'd be wasted by the movie end. It was crazy. And like the thing is too, like they don't technically draw attention to it. It's just there. Yeah. Like they just have it in the house like it's a normal thing they eat.
Well, my best part is like there's the scene early on where they go out to celebrate for the daughter, like, getting into college. And, like, it's like Bruce Willis, his wife, the daughter, and Vincent D'Onofrio, and they're all out, and they're out getting deep dish pizza.
And then there's multiple scenes where you see it in the house.
No, and then later on there's a montage after the wife has died and the daughter is in a coma. There's a montage showing, like, Bruce Willis kind of going about his life, like, his day. And they show him in the same restaurant, in the exact same booth, by himself eating fucking deep dish pizza. And all I kept thinking of was, no one goes to a fucking pizzeria by themselves and gets a deep dish pizza. Like, that's not a thing. Like, the whole movie felt like just felt like as if, like someone like got the script and they were like, hey, we're gonna make this take place in Chicago, so make sure you make it take place in Chicago. And whoever wrote it never been to Chicago at all. Doesn't know anybody from Chicago. All they knew was, well, I know Chicago's famous for the Bulls and deep dish pizza. So I guess I gotta fit that in here somewhere.
Like, I don't know who the movie was made for, because it seems like it should be tailor-made for, like, the people who say, like, you need access to guns because that's what protects you, it makes us all safer. Except that Bruce Willis' character spends most of the movie using a gun he got illegally.
Yeah.
So you can't even say it's for that. And, like, so I don't know. Now, I mean, the movie isn't required to make any of these points. Don't misunderstand us.
Yeah.
It's just that it seems like they're trying to say something. I just can't figure out what it is. And that's never a good sign.
And that's the thing. I don't think whoever wrote this movie, I don't think they had any idea what they were trying to say.
They were trying to make it something deep.
It seemed as if like they when they started writing it, they wanted to make a deep message, and then got cold feet and just wanted to play it safe throughout the rest of the movie.
That was kind of what I was assuming. It was like maybe it was supposed to be one way or another, and then they're like, well, that's just going to make people angry. So let's roll it back a little bit. And it's like, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that message, but on the other hand, I'm watching a movie. It's fine if he takes a gun and shoots the bad guys. Like, let them all die. I don't care. It's a movie. But, but like, I don't understand who it is. And there's so many logical problems with the movie, which, again, could be funny. We had some fun with it.
It's like, I don't understand what message this movie was trying to do. Was it trying to make fun of guns, or was it trying to, like, be pro-gun? I don't know.
Yeah, it was so all over the place.
Yeah, and then I forgot, what the hell is the gun store he goes to?
It was some kind of pun name.
I forgot what it was. Oh, Jolly Rogers.
That was it, yeah. It was
he goes to a Jolly Rogers gun store, and of course, immediately, like, the first person he's talking to is, of course, an attractive young woman.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, and I went right to you. I've been into many gun stores with my with my family over the years. I can tell you right now, the only people who work there are basically grizzled war veterans.
Yeah.
There are no young, attractive-looking women that work at gun stores. So and this woman was like very pretty. Like, she was very good-looking and shit. And it's like, this doesn't exist. So that's the whole thing where I say I don't know what the movie was trying to do. Like, if you're putting that on there because you were making fun of the glorification of guns or something like that, okay, I can get behind this. But the movie doesn't go anywhere with that. There is no message to be had with that. Now, granted, like you said, you don't have to have a message
you're not required
that's
to.
pro-gun or anti-gun in your movie. But the idea is, like, the movie seemed like it wanted to have that message.
That again, that's what gets me. It's like, it seems like they were trying, but either way they tried to go with it, neither way worked.
Yeah.
So I don't know, if it was supposed to be for someone, I don't know who.
Well, my favorite thing is that there was that part where they suspect that Vincent D'Onofrio is the killer. Killer.
That's another one of the logical problems that made us laugh. Because they confront Vincent D'Onofrio, and they literally go, older guy, fit, like a certain build.
Yeah.
And Vincent D'Onofrio, both in real life and in this movie, could not look more different from Bruce Willis.
And like I said, it also, just to add the fact that, they have video footage of the Grim Reaper killer.
Yeah.
On video, they can at least estimate how tall he is.
Yeah.
And Vincent D'Onofrio is about a good, 1.5 foot taller than fucking Bruce Willis.
He's taller than Bruce Willis. He's larger than Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, they don't necessarily have his face on video, but, they have... the police sketches of witness accounts of him. Literally everyone, they at least see the bottom of his face, which is clean shaven because Bruce Willis is.
Yeah.
And Vincent D'Onofrio is scruffy and bald.
So that part, the whole part of them suspecting Vincent D'Onofrio to be the vigilante killer makes absolutely no fucking sense.
No. It's not a good movie. We actually had a decent enough time watching it, but that's because he and I are capable of watching a movie and making fun of it. It wasn't some, offensively bad, I'm angry that I saw this movie. But it's not anything that I care about or that I'm... admittedly, it's probably not even bad enough for me to remember down the line. But I'll just go ahead and say I can't justify giving it more than, a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Maybe probably a 5 I'd lean toward. Just because it's, the definition of average.
So 5 or 5?
A 5, yeah.
All right. My feelings on the film are pretty much exactly as yours.
Yeah.
It literally is just an average action film, and I left the film not hating it. I left the film not saying, even thinking it was necessarily a bad movie. We just it's just it's a film that was there and now it's not. Like that's all it feels like. It's like it just feels like a paint by numbers average action film that doesn't do anything new, doesn't do anything interesting, just fucking plays it safe and like just tries to fucking basically just tries to be a movie. And that's all it is.
It tries to fill time. And I guess it succeeds at that, but not much else.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 as well, because I think this is basically the definition of an average film for me. It's like I know it's got like a 13% or something on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it really deserves that much. Again,
it's not anything offensive or hateful, but
it's but it's definitely not good though. I would not recommend.
Like even if you're the sort of person that likes this movie, wait till it comes on Netflix or on demand or something.
Yeah, like even if you are the hardest cores of hardcore Bruce Willis fan, like there's nothing in this that you haven't seen.
Discount theater at the absolute most. Like don't waste your $10 to $12 on this.
Like I'm pissed we kind of wasted money on it, but at the
I
same
had a gift card, so I actually didn't.
Well, at the same time, I'm just glad we had something to do, and we did get some enjoyment out of it, even though it was at the movie's expense. Unfortunately, I don't know. So that's gonna do it for this review. So to recap, we both give it a 5 out of 10. So with that, I'm gonna say please thumbs up the video if you like it. Please subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more reviews, and please leave a comment and let us know what you thought of Death Wish if you happen to be one of the few people who've seen it. So that's going to do it for this. We will most likely be back with probably Strangers 2, the new Strangers. Or they're not even calling it Strangers 2. It's like Strangers Prey the Night. Something Prey on the Night or something. I forget. I don't know. I'll have the poster right here so you'll be able to see what it's titled. And hopefully, what I'm predicting to be the best film so far this year, Hurricane Heist. Yeah.
Tell you what, he's got a death wish bringing me to that movie.
I was going to say, no Wrinkle in Time because neither of us are interested in that. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be reviewing that. Maybe when it goes to a discount theater,
we might see it eventually, but we're not going to go opening week, most likely.
We're not going to go opening week. And, like, to me, then, the idea of Wrinkle in Time opening up this week just makes me believe in more of the fact that, like, hey, we might go see Strangers or Hurricane Heist with nobody alone, no one else in the theater.
I hope we're alone when we see Hurricane Heist because then no one will witness the murder.
But all right, with that, I'll say, have a good one.